All right. So today's video is based on an email that I received from someone, and it is asking why they're still Top Dasher and they haven't gotten any good orders. They've still been getting crappy orders, and I'm not a Top Dasher, and all I've gotten is $3.50 orders. So just to start off the day, that is what today's video is about. So before I read this email, I just got to talk about, okay, first of all, my acceptance rating is about 16% right now, and I haven't seen an order that came in over $1 a mile in 2 weeks, probably. At least 2 weeks. So, I'm pretty convinced that this whole Top Dasher thing is like serious, and Doordash is only giving drivers who have Top Dasher status the good orders, because I haven't seen a good order in a long time. But I don't know if it's just I'm driving at lunchtime, right? It's a pretty ideal time to be driving, and it's been the last 4 daily dashes. We haven't gotten any good orders. As I say that, we get a good order. Thank you. It's not really very good, but it's $6.25 for 4.9 miles, but it was literally exactly on the way that I'm going anyway, so the 4.9 miles is kind of eliminated because I was driving that way anyways. Okay, so before, obviously I can't read this email, so let me get to this restaurant and then I will read this email to you guys. Be right back. Alright, just pulled up to the restaurant. We're just not going to be ready for another 8 minutes. Let's read this email. Hi Tanner. My name is Janet. I am a new DoorDash driver and new subscriber to your channel. I came across your channel a couple days ago when I saw one of your videos opposing Top Dasher status. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on my situation. I've been a Top Dasher for about a week now. I've been accepting almost every single order, but I'm still getting $2.50 orders. I have been receiving good orders, but none more than really about $1 per mile. I haven't been receiving these $30 orders like I thought DoorDash was going to start giving me. Do you have Top Dasher status? Have you ever had Top Dasher status? And do you think that it's just bad luck in my situation? Or do you think that DoorDash Top Dasher status is a scam? Love your channel. Thank you for your information. First of all, if you guys have any questions, email them to me. I love reading your emails. I always read them, and sometimes I'll read them on the channel. I've seen your comments. Thank you, Janet, for watching the channel. I am actually fully convinced that DoorDash does give all the better orders to Top Dashers, because especially starting off this video, I haven't seen any good orders in a while, and this order that I'm doing right now is barely decent. I wish I knew where you were dashing from, because that's a huge thing, is where your market is. I'm convinced that if there's still a bunch of $2.50 orders and there's no other dashers, and maybe you're, maybe if you're dashing at a certain time where there's not a lot of dashers on the road, they're still gonna need to get those $2.50 orders done. But I don't know. I'm not it's the whole entire system is based on an algorithm. It's not like there's someone literally divvying out the orders. So if there's $2.50 orders, they probably still need to be done. I mean, they do still need to be done. So if you're in a smaller town or something like that where there's less drivers, I can imagine that this would probably affect you, like you're just gonna keep getting these $2.50 orders, rather than if you were in a place like Las Vegas or maybe Tampa Bay where I am, or Los Angeles or something, and there's a ton of drivers, and there's a ton of drivers who aren't Top Dasher status, you probably have a higher likelihood of getting like the good orders. I am convinced that it's a real thing though. I'm sure Top Dasher status is a real thing now, and DoorDash is. I just don't support it because I'm not willing to take all these $2.50 orders. Like, my current acceptance rate is 17% right now. So I am convinced that, yeah, you probably need to have Top Dasher status to get these good orders. But even then, in my opinion, I feel like it's just going to even out to where, like, if you're doing, first of all, these $2.50 orders, I can't even ever imagine doing a $2.50 order, because essentially you're coming up negative. It doesn't really make sense to do it. I don't know. In my opinion, this is why I don't really do DoorDash full-time anymore. You have to be multi-apping. You just have to be multi-apping, because DoorDash is gonna screw you over sometimes, especially if you need to make some money and you're dashing at a bad time, and maybe you need to pay a bill like later that day or something. You might get screwed into doing a bunch of $2.50 orders if you're trying to keep that top dasher status. Like, life and business and money is all about having options. If you don't have multiple options, you don't have any leverage, and you're gonna get stuck. And that's what I see from a lot of people who complain about things in life, is they don't have any other leverage. They're based on one source of income, and they complain about that one source of income. And rather than doing that, you need to diversify your options, gain some leverage. That way you don't have to get stuck just doing the dirty work of someone. Anyways, all right, I gotta go pick up this order. Be right back. All right, got the food and we're back. A little late on the order there, Tokyo place. Had it sitting there for like 10 minutes. Anyways, okay, so I wanted to talk because I've been reading a lot of Blinkists. I don't know if you guys know what Blinkist is. It's an app that basically it like shortens up books down to 20 minutes, and you can read just about any book or listen to it in about 20 minutes. And I've been listening to a lot of these negotiation books, sales books and all that good stuff. And basically almost every single negotiation book comes from like the same point of like, you gotta have leverage. And if you don't have any leverage, you're kind of like playing poker and like going in blind on something, you know? You have to have leverage, and it's all about creating different options for yourself. And I'm not saying like multiple streams of income is the way to get rich, because if you don't have like diversifying your focus, especially if it's on business, I wouldn't say like my strategy of diversifying is like the greatest, especially if you're trying to get rich quick. I would say it's probably better to focus on one business, but it's, in my opinion, a better safety net. I don't know, just after having all of my shows canceled out of nowhere in 2020, I was like, you know what? I was on the way to being the next Cirque du Soleil, but now I'd rather take my time on the way to being the next Cirque du Soleil and have multiple streams of income, just in case like shows just absolutely disappear permanently. It's not COVID, I swear. So I would highly, for anyone who hasn't gotten Blinkist or heard of Blinkist before, this isn't a paid advertisement, but I think I've read about, if this counts, 25 books in the last 3 days. And I just sit there and I just play, like, if I want to listen to sales books, I'll just play one sales book and then the next one pops up. I listen to a lot of books on leadership. For me, leadership is very important because I'm constantly leading people. And I would highly suggest, the more information you have in your brain, the better your negotiations can be in any situation. Like, my friend was just trying to negotiate getting paid better as a performer. She got denied hard because she kind of approached it with like a demand. Like, this is like a demand, I need to be paid more, and that's never gonna work, especially if you're an actual employee like she was. If you approach it as a situation like, hey, let's work together, and like, I just feel like I'm undervalued. Excuse me, I'm burping a lot because I've been drinking a lot of water because I just left the gym. But if you approach it like, hey, we're on the same team here and I just feel a little bit undervalued, is there any way we can work together towards getting me paid more? Is there anything I can do? That's a better negotiation tactic than, hey, I do this, I'm capable of this, I need to get paid more. You know? Anyways, enough of the negotiation stuff. I gotta drive. We got 11 more minutes. I didn't realize this was this far, actually. This is like about 4 miles past my house. I didn't realize it was that far. Anyways, be right back after we drop off this order. Check this area out. There's literally willow trees. Like, I was just saying the other day on my videos, I love willow trees. They're so cool. And this entire street is just covered with willow trees everywhere. Like, literally, they're just like a gigantic tunnel of willow trees. It's really cool. I think they're called willow trees. I don't know if they're actually called willow trees, but they remind me of them at least. All right, anyways, be right back. We're dropping off somewhere near a golf course, so it's probably a nice area. Ever happened to you? Apple Maps takes you to one spot and it's actually in an entire different neighborhood that does not connect. That just happened to me. So I actually have to drive an extra 2 miles. It's crazy because there's these two neighborhoods that are separated by a river. And it's thought that the house was in the area that was on one side of the river, which is the east side of the river. And it's so close, but unless I'm gonna go swimming across this little river, I'm not getting to the house. So I actually have to drive an extra 2 miles. 2 miles to go all the way back and around to this next neighborhood. Alright, so I finally delivered the order. How often does this happen to you guys? So you need to deliver to a certain apartment, and you decide to go, let's say the apartment is to the very right. It's like the first place on the right, but you think, no way, it's definitely on the left. So you walk literally an entire circle all the way around to the apartment. Just ran out of space. I swear to God, this happens to me every time though. I always walk the opposite way around the apartment. Anyways, I gotta go. We are gonna be late for work. Gonna be cutting it really close. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. More daily dashes and informational videos coming at you in the future. And we will see you in the next one. Make sure you smash that like button for me. Peace, guys. Drive safe.